The Multiverse Collective.
So, after Arceus lets you go back to dreaming, you all have a nice little sleep for a while until suddenly you feel golden chains come up and wrap around you. You feel them pull you down through the ground, and you just see black as you are pulled into the ground. Who wants to go first?
Is it just us two, or is Guinan experiencing this as well?
Guinan is experiencing this as well.
Is it all separate, or are we all together, or?
You guys are all separate, experiencing this at the same time.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. All right.
Brutus, as you are pulled by these chains down what feels like into the earth, into blackness, you are once again put in the scenario that you remember, unfortunately, very well. You see yourself at the edge of a clearing with your partner Mix standing off against the Shadow Lugia. You are in your body, everything hurts. You see that Mix is, gesturing for you to go, giving you the gesture of, I got this, don't worry. You notice that you yourself are clad in, just wrapped up in these golden chains that look very similar to the ring around Arceus's torso that he had mentioned was a prison from the Unspeakable One.
Can I move, or am I stuck here?
Roll me 2d6 plus special.
7.
Okay. Even with the 7, you feel that you are not able to move. However, the words that Arceus spoke in the previous dream ring true, specifically the ones about when you break the chains of destiny, anything is possible.
Can I flex and break these cuffs?
Yes.
I can break these cuffs.
As you flex out of these cuffs, in the moment where in a previous iteration of this, you ran away for, not necessarily out of cowardice, but for self-preservation, you break these chains around you, and you walk next to Mix to face the Shadow Lugia together. And from the trees, you hear a screech, and you see a flash of light as the Shadow Lugia rears back and prepares to fire another arrow blast point blank, now at the two of you. You see this flash of light from behind you, which causes Shadow Lugia to pause, look up confused, and you see what looks to be a giant silver phoenix flying through the sky. From what looks to be the phoenix's head, you see something open, something jump out. This big phoenix flies away, and you see a man, one that you don't recognize, fly down and meet you. He's a large man, bald, dark skin. He is not wearing a shirt, and he's wearing these like blue pants with a bunch of weird words on them that you can't recognize. And he looks over at you and he says, "Hey, looks like you could use some help, huh?"
Hello? Why are you in my dream?
I was called to assist. I'm not quite sure what's going on, not quite sure what I'm looking at here, but I was called to assist somebody in trouble. I hope.
Are the chains still like on the ground, or did they like disintegrate?
Yeah, they're kind of on the ground.
I'm gonna pick up like the remaining parts of the chain, and I'm gonna look at the guy and be like, I need to lasso that thing in the sky with this.
All right, I think I can help with that. Let me see if you can get the lasso. I think I can distract it.
Yeah, he's gonna basically work with Mix to quickly braid this chain into a lasso.
Mm-hmm.
to wrangle this Lugia with.
Yeah, and as you and Mix are braiding this chain back together, you're able to see the Shadow Lugia takes its eyes off of you and Mix for long enough to where you're able to get this into a lasso form. You see this man who came to help you kicks off the ground and looks to be distracting the Shadow Lugia, firing these like purple silver beams from his eyes, and meeting the psychic blasts head on for long enough for you and Mix to get into position.
All right. I mean, once we got it made, I'll just hand it to Mix and be like, "It's your turn to win this fight."
Mix nods, and with 3 of its arms, grabs onto this chain with the 4th one, has a lasso, and throws it. You see this man is able to kind of get the Shadow Lugia in a moment of anger to follow it as this chain goes around this Lugia's neck. And Mix grabs the chain. You and Mix both pull with all of your might, and you pull the Shadow Lugia down into the canyon where, again, in a previous iteration, Mix made his last stand. But you and Mix stand triumphantly atop the canyon, and you see this man just kind of hovering above the canyon who gives you a nod and says, "Well, unfortunately, I don't think this changes the way this went, but when you break the chains of destiny, anything is possible."
Thank you, shirtless man.
He nods and he flies away into the sky. And at this, you wake up in your bed the next morning.
Interesting. All right.
All right. So Clyde, same idea. You feel these chains wrap around you in your bed and pull you down underground, and your vision goes black. The next thing you're able to see, you notice that you are once again on the edge of a forest clearing. You see a sight that makes you recoil in horror. You see your father's Floatzel captured in a net. You see these 4 Rhydon standing above them, and you see these bandits just kind of laughing and goading that they've captured the second half of Ordehiemensdrax. And Clyde, you look down as you instinctively move to try and help your partner. You look down and you also see that you are bound in these golden chains.
Okay, great. Clyde is going to just try and wiggle his way, worm his way out, if he can.
Yeah. And as the words of Arceus the Allfather echo in your head, you are able to get out of these chains. And as you do, you see, once again, the sight that you know to be true. You see one of these bandits say, "Rhydon, use horn drill." However, before the Rhydon is able to make contact, you hear a strange booming noise from the opposite side of the forest. You see, emerging from the brush is a small, rather portly man wearing strange garb, and he kind of takes a look at the situation and he says, "Well, this ain't what I expected, but somebody told me to help, so here I am."
Okay, dude, see the floats all over there, the one in the net?
Yeah, I see something in the net.
Yeah, well, we have to save that at all costs.
All right, no problem. Are you trying to go slow and stealthy like, or do you just want to run in and go guns blazing?
Let's fuck him up, dude.
All right, I like the spirit. And you see this man whistle, and he says, "Evander, we gotta go save that varmint in the net." And you see these bandits are now looking around. They hear a voice. They're not sure where it's coming from. They're confused. They didn't think that there was going to be another voice around there. And you see this horse burst from the other side of the brush and full on body check this one Rhydon that was going to attack Floatzel. And you see Floatzel look up, also kind of confused. But at this point, it goes into chaos. You see this small man kind of scamper halfway up a tree, jump onto the back of this horse, and is just taking these strange weapons that you've never seen and just firing them in the air, making these just loud booms. Everybody is very confused.
Okay, I'm gonna look at. I'm assuming the gold chains, are on the floor.
Yeah, you were able to wiggle your way out of those gold chains, and they're just on the ground.
I'm gonna fashion these chains into a sort of spear of sorts.
Yeah.
And in true Clyde fashion, I'm gonna spear the Rhydon that kills Floatzel in the past through the chest with this spear.
Yeah, and actually, as you pick up these chains and start to kind of manifest what you're trying to do, you feel these chains morph into exactly what you're looking at. Just this big golden, like a pike or like a lance. And you throw it at this Rhydon. It connects. Again, it is just utter chaos, and you see Floatzel has been able to essentially aquajet itself out from under the net and is able to return with you. You see this man on the horse. He's wearing a large hat. He tips it at you and he says, "All right, I think at this point I can hold it off. Y'all get to where you're getting now, all right?"
Yeah, Clyde's not even going to listen. He's just going to hug Floatzel, like an embrace for someone you've not seen in a long time. And then he's just going to look at the man and go, "Thank you so much."
Anytime. Anything to keep the multiverse safe.
That's the second time I've heard about this multiverse today. Okay, dude. I'm gonna go. Yeah. My best friend survived a traumatic event, so
Yeah, Floatzel's able to shake off, to shake itself off, and you guys once again run through the forest back to Strand Content Comp. And as you get away from this chaos, Clyde, you wake up in your bed the next morning. Guinan.
What's poppin'?
So you have had a very long day today, and you are asleep. You have just had a weird dream from Arceus the Allfather.
Does it feel different to me from my normal weird dreams?
Yeah, this one feels much more purposeful as opposed to just kind of like
vaguely ominous
weird.
And threatening. Yeah, understood.
Yeah, this one felt purposeful. It was kind of like the last one when you saw Arceus, except you got a lot more information, which I will key you in on at a later date.
Delightful.
But after this dream, you once again, same as the others, you feel these golden chains wrap you up and pull you down, and you are unable to see for an indeterminate amount of time. But when your vision returns to you, you see an interesting scene. You are in a gigantic cavern. On the ground is a layer of ice, and ahead of you, maybe by about 40 or 50 feet, you see the signs of a battle. You see that there is a group of adventurers that are in various states of fucked up or knocked out, doing battle with something that you've never seen before, but it feels ominous. Oh, and holy shit, that's your mom.
Yeah, would my mom have described this creature to me? I mean, we're not close. It's not a surprise if Weth hasn't talked about this.
I would say you probably heard it at like dinner parties, but you never really got an idea of what this thing looked like from her descriptions alone.
Yeah.
But as you're seeing it, you're just like, oh, that makes sense. I know exactly what I'm looking at.
Yeah, 100%. Guinan knows what's happening the moment that she gets here. Weird shit has happened to her for her entire life. And I think automatically, the gut reaction that she has is to go see what's going on with her mother. Because that's the only person that she knows here. And that's her mom, even if they have a very contentious relationship.
Mm-hmm. So you are able to see there is So your mom is the only one who is standing. You see two large men. One of them is on the ground bleeding out next to a what looks to be a haunch crow. One of them is just there is a shadow of where another man looks like it used to be next to an egg. You see a man that looks like he is on his last legs, holding a bow next to an egg, looking like he's getting ready for something. And you see your mom communing with what you know to be, or what you assume to be, the unspeakable one. You are able to walk about, unlike the others, you're not completely wrapped in golden chains. However, you can't get right up to the scene as you feel a tug on your ankle. You look down and there's a golden chain around your ankle that is connected to this icy wall.
Am I like holding anything, or do I have access to touch anything?
What are you trying to do?
I mean, Guinan would try to break the chain. Guinan would try and like pick up a rock and start just trying to smash. Gold is a very malleable material, and Guinan's logic is that she can get through this and get to her mom.
Yeah, you pick up what looks to be a pretty decently stable chunk of ice, and as you start hitting this chain, you are able to break it. And you hear the words echoing in your head: when you break the chains of destiny, anything is possible. And you're able to hear a conversation between your mom and the unspeakable one.
After Guinan hears, when you break the chains of destiny, anything is possible, Guinan whispers under her breath, gay.
Thank you.
Happy Pride Month, everyone. Yeah, what does Guinan hear from the conversation? Because she's like, I think she's not like running towards her mom, but I think she's walking that direction.
Yeah, you can kind of hear the gist of the conversation that's going on. You're hearing the gist of the unspeakable one talking to your mom about, riches beyond belief, like the entire world supply of gold is a drop in the bucket for me, and so all I need you to do is just a couple of things for me, but for the most part, you are going to live a life full of leisure and even fewer worries than you had before.
Do I hear what the stipulations are? What my mother has to provide?
All you hear is that the stipulations will be provided later.
Great. So good. So good. So good. That's cool. Mom?
Weth turns around, is completely broken by whatever kind of spell. Actually, the unspeakable one also moves what looks like its head towards you, and you see your mother, 20 years younger, probably not too much older than you are at this point, looks at you and is like, hello? What? Who are you?
Fuck, I didn't think this through.
What the fuck?
Don't do it. Please, don't do it.
You see Weth looks over at who you can assume to be his Cliff, looks back up at the unspeakable one, looks over at Cliff. The unspeakable one is still just kind of staring right at you like, what the fuck is going on? And in this moment of hesitation, out of the peripheral vision, Guinan, you see Cliff finally get together the combination of all of the potions that he had left, tie them up in a singular arrow, weakly hold up his bow, pull it back, and let it go. And in this explosion of color from the potions, exploding basically point blank in both of your faces, you wake up the next morning.
Oh,
in bed.
Great. Good. That felt really good. In my bed. Am I back in my bed at the mansion? Cool.
Yeah, you're back where you went to sleep as the next morning.
Fuck. I think Guinan just starts crying.
Damn. Well, You thought that was it? No, there's one more person sleeping in the in Dragsholm this evening. It is the courier,
The Herald.
who is last we saw him was wearing Guinan's boxers and I'm with stupid outfit. You see he is sleeping. He did not have the first dream, but you see him in his dreamscape. He's sleeping, and then golden chains pull him underground. When his vision returns to him, you see a much younger version of himself and Weth, maybe about 10 or 15 years before. And you see them sitting at a table in the banquet hall amongst a myriad of people. And it looks like there's just a bunch of contracts being signed. You see, this herald, younger and much more fresh-faced, not with bags under his eyes. You see him looking around, talking to somebody next to him. He's just like, well, I was thinking about just continuing to be a salesman, I guess. But this job pays well. How bad can it really be, right? You see the herald's like, yeah, you know what? This is going to be great. I'm going to be able to make a bunch of money. I'm going to be able to give money back to my wife and kids. They'll be able to, we'll be able to afford the good sawsbuck venison at market and not gruel 3 times a day. And as there's like a quill ink pen on the sheet of parchment. As he is going to sign his name, you see through the manor there is this just gigantic hole that busts through the dining room. You see this mechanized construct that looks like it's made out of wood and metal, that looks to be humanoid, yet also animalian, yet also like biological, crashes through the door. Everybody looks up, and you hear, all right, Guinan, Ace is here to make sure that this deal never goes wrong. You see this mechanized thing look down at probably the 3 or 4 dozen people that are in this room, just staring wordlessly up at it in abject horror. And he's just like, all right, which one of you is Guinan? And I think that's all we need.
Stunning.